Today's video is on the importance of building a healthy co-parenting relationship. It's important to transition as much as possible and as quickly as possible from the relationship that you've had with your ex-partner and your new co-parenting relationship. The co-parenting relationship has nothing to do with all of the conflicts or difficulties that the two of you have personally between the two of you. The co-parenting relationship is really a working relationship, and it's all about your children. It's all about raising your children with this new configuration, this new type of family. And it's really easy when there's probably still a lot of unresolved feelings and a lot of unresolved issues, and maybe some really big and important issues that aren't resolved. It's really easy to mix all of that up in the day-to-day running of your family, so that when you need to work out school pickups or who knows, all sorts of things that are involved with raising children, there's within that a lot of tension, conflict, and maybe, if you're not going to help me out, I'm certainly not going to help you out, all that kind of thing that creates really a toxic environment for the children. So what I want you to imagine that, regardless of whose house they're in when, I want you to imagine metaphorically that it's the relationship between the two of you that the children actually live in. That's their world. That's their new home. Figuratively speaking, that's their new home. It becomes very important to build something with each communication that you have. Think of every communication that you have with the other parent as an opportunity to build something healthy, to build something structurally sound for your children. So imagine this. Imagine that you have a building site, okay? That's where you're all living. Your family is in a building site. And every communication that you have with your ex-partner is a brick in your hand that's going to build this new home, okay? Every single time, it's another brick. Okay, and in this construction site, there's basically two houses that can be built and that are getting built. In one house, there's a lot of tension, there's a lot of conflict, there's a lot of pain. And in the other house, there's a lot of stability, there's a lot of calm, there's a lot of focus on what's really best for the children. There's an atmosphere of basically well-being and goodwill. Okay, now the children are going to live in whatever house is available to them. Okay, so think about where you put the brick, okay, every time, because, as you put more and more bricks, one of those houses is going to get built, the other isn't. So this is really the task at hand. Now, when you communicate and you rely on some really basic, simple skills for communication, such as good manners, say thank you and please a lot, acknowledge the other person. Oh, thank you for your email. I appreciate you letting me know this. And I understand, for example, what you're saying. And then, you say whatever it is you need to say. But you say it in a way that's concise, that's considerate, that's clear. Okay, so you may be saying no. They may be asking to do something and you're not willing to. There's two ways of saying no. You can say, basically, get lost. I've told you before. This is so unreasonable of you. Okay, when you do that kind of thing, you're putting a brick on that house with the pain inside of it. when you say, I really understand what you're saying, and unfortunately, as much as I'd like to help you, at this point, for these reasons, it's going to have to happen like this. But thanks so much for reaching out, and I hope we can work something out that, suits you. That kind of thing. So then you're putting a brick on the house where there's a nice, strong structure for the children to, be able to enjoy their lives. A lot of my coaching clients ask me, what can I do though? Because he or she is the problem. They're impossible, so what can I do? And that's a really good question. And I cannot answer that in this video. However, I do want to help you. So I'm going to put on a free webinar for people who have those kinds of issues. If you're interested, jump on the website, Divorce Coach Australia, go to the contact page, send in a form to me, say that you're interested in the free webinar, and give me a brief rundown of what kind of issues you're facing, and I'll get back to you. Okay, so thank you so much for listening. I wish you all the best with everything. This is Naomi Douglas from Divorce Coach Australia.